Dropshipping has changed forever, and if you're not going to adopt to this new model of dropshipping that I'm going to share with you in today's video, then you might be, unfortunately, left behind. For those that are new to the channel, my name is Marcus Lamb. I'm a 7-figure e-commerce entrepreneur, and I make videos like these to help dropshippers get out of the matrix through the power of high-ticket e-commerce. And so for those that are wondering, what is this guy saying? What is he blabbering on about? Let me be the first to tell you guys. The traditional models of low-ticket China dropshipping are just completely outdated. It is the most unsustainable business model. It is the business model where you see most beginners fail. And you know what pisses me off the most is that dropshipping has such a bad stigma to it because you have so many newbies, scammers, gurus come into the space trying to sell a low-ticket China product that is backed up with terrible customer service, which basically just puts such a bad name on the dropshipping industry, which is why I'm making videos like these, which is why I've created this channel in the first place, to educate all of you guys on high-ticket dropshipping. High-ticket dropshipping, unlike your traditional models of what I like to call low-ticket China dropshipping, is where you find products that are not cheap China junk. It is expensive United States based products, and in today's video I'm going to share down exactly what this business model is and exactly how it can help you bring your dropshipping store to the next level. So before we go into the video real quick, let me just show you guys some of the stats from one of my high ticket dropshipping stores. As real as it is right now, I have 0 sales, but that's okay because yesterday we had a fat order. Yesterday, if we go to yesterday, boom, we did $10,000 in just one single order. So this was about 20% profit margins, 20-25% profit margins. And if we go to last month, well, this month so far, we've been doing $23,000 for the store. And then if we go into last month over here, click apply, you guys can see we did 93,000, almost 6 figures for just this one store. But I have other e-commerce stores, so this is completely fine. So guys, let me show you guys exactly how I'm able to dropship physical products without the traditional headaches of your low ticket China dropshipping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into the video. All right, let's get down to business. So first, I'm going to share with you guys why 99% of dropshippers end up failing, the lessons that I learned from doing low ticket dropshipping, and then I'm going to give you the practical, actionable steps that you can take to leverage this new way of dropshipping, this billion-dollar retail model that big brands like Home Depot and Wayfair use. But first, let me share with you guys why 99% of people end up failing, which is the product, specifically their low ticket products. So the thing is, when people are selling a low ticket item, their profit margins are usually way too low. And that's one of the biggest reasons why a lot of dropshippers end up falling short, because you can make a few sales here and there, but the work that you're putting into isn't necessarily worth the paycheck. Imagine busting your butt just to make $10 profit margins, because that's the reality of it, right? You will make a $30 sale, right? Let's say the product is $30 and your cost of goods, so how much it costs you to get the item, was $20. You only have $10 profit for, ads, operations team. Like, there's so much more that goes into it. And so low profit margins is a huge setback, and exactly why traditional dropshippers always fail, because your profit margins are too low. So when you have low profit margins, you have to sell quantity to the masses, and that's a lot. That's a lot of customers, that's a lot of customer service, and that's very hard to sustain. And so the second reason with product is that all of the products are, again, China dropshipping. They're from China. And so these suppliers from China are either sourced from AliExpress, Zendrop, AutoDS, and these suppliers are all shared. Everyone has the same sourcing agents, suppliers, everyone's sharing the same product. You're looking at the same products that other people are looking at, and you're competing in just terrains where everybody is doing the same thing, and you expect 1% results doing 99% of what people are doing. No, that's not happening. Which brings me to my second point. If you're relying on AutoDS or Zendrop or AliExpress, you have a rude awakening ahead of you, especially if you get a few sales. You're going to realize that it's very hard to scale. You're going to realize that your supplier that you work with is crucial, which is number 2, the suppliers that you're working with. You have to find suppliers that are reputable and from the United States, ideally. So one of the things that I used to do back when I was dropshipping from AliExpress is I would go and let's just say I'm looking to buy a rice cooker. I'm trying to drop ship a rice cooker. I can't even spell rice cooker. And you could source from shipping from the United States. So I mean, back then as a dropshipper, if you're gonna look for products from the United States already, you could look for suppliers in the United States. For example, there's a supplier known as Dimplex Fireplace. Dimplex Fireplace is a super well-known, established fireplace brand. You guys could even see they have their whole entire website where it talks about all of their fireplaces. And so Dimplex actually has a dropship program. A dropship program, in other words, is known as the authorized dealer program. So let me Google authorized dealer program. The authorized dealer program allows for the reseller to legally sell or distribute a goods and merchandise of a certain brand. This is the same business model that you can relate to with Amazon private labeling or Amazon FBA, where you look through different brands in households or whatever, and you become a reseller for them, but you apply to them by selling via Amazon. That's why I have a lot of people that got success from Amazon FBA and they realize how Amazon clings them by the nuts. And that's why they come and convert over to this business model that I'm about to share with you. So, you need to find suppliers that are sourcing from the United States. That is just super crucial, super important. And if you could sell products that instead of have low profit margins, right? Instead of selling an item that's $24, look for items that are more expensive, right? So you get the same thing, right? Why sell a $20 cooker when we could sell a $200 cooker? So keep that concept in the back of your mind. But overall, with China dropshipping, the suppliers that you're relying on via Zendrop, AliExpress are very unreliable. And the last problem that I have with traditional dropshipping is precisely the advertising methods. So if we go back into this rice cooker example, chances are when you are selling a product like this, you're gonna find videos from your listings and you're gonna try to make videos to get viral on TikTok Shop or run some Facebook ads. And the harsh, cold truth is that you're not gonna get the $1 million of sales that you might expect. And if you do, you're also gonna be for a rude awakening, because where are you gonna buy these products from? You're going to add to cart, talk with the agent that's from a whole nother country to source, to find, to ship all of those orders for you. It is very scary. But before we even go into that, getting the product viral is a tough feat on its own. I mean, you have to know how to make video creatives, you have to know how to use Facebook ads, and more importantly, you guys are targeting something known as the top of the funnel. Or I wouldn't say top of the funnel, you guys are targeting people starting at the top of the funnel and trying to convert them all the way down the funnel. So if you guys don't know what a funnel is the buying psychology of a customer. First, they become aware of you at the top of the funnel. Then they will consider buying from you because they just kind of got some interest to you. So they're at the middle of the funnel. And people at the bottom of the funnel are the people that have the highest purchase intent. And so there's less people at the bottom of the funnel, but they're a lot warmer. They're a lot higher intent to make a purchase from us. And so when you are targeting via TikTok, via Facebook, you are banking on the fact that you could get someone that doesn't know about your brand, that has super long shipping times compared to Amazon, buy from you. And then you deliver on a mediocre product, you deliver on a mediocre experience, and you expect to make $1 million via this business model. It is simply not feasible. It simply will not work. And so today, I'm going to introduce to you the business model that has changed my life entirely, which is known as high ticket e-commerce, or what I like to call high ticket dropshipping. High ticket dropshipping, unlike your traditional models of low ticket China dropshipping, you find suppliers from the United States that are more expensive in price point. You don't sell China junk, you sell United States luxury goods. And so let me give you guys an example. Before, I was telling you guys about Dimplex. Dimplex is an example of a high ticket supplier. You can see they have their own established history. They've been here since the 1940s. So they're an established brand and they have dealer programs. they have retailers that are selling Dimplex products for them. You guys can see all of these suppliers. You guys can see all of these dealers that are selling for them. And some of these have brick and mortar, but you guys can see over here, there's online retailers. And then if you look through online retailers, you could see all of the big brand names that are selling Dimplex fireplace. So let's look at Electric Fireplaces Direct. Let's look at Hom Electrical. And then you guys could see these are high ticket e-commerce, high ticket dropshipping stores. Instead of sourcing through AliExpress, they're sourcing through Dimplex, Napoleon, Duraflame, Simply Fire, Country Living, Modern Flames, Modern Ember. These are all examples of high ticket dropshipping suppliers. And that's the biggest fundamental difference between low ticket dropshipping and high ticket dropshipping. Number one, your product. Your product has to have higher profit margins. And so because we're selling products that other dropshippers aren't necessarily looking into, I mean, how many people know what this business model is? So there's not going to be that much competition, and it's higher profit margin. So this kind of gets rid of the first problem that we have, which is the product. You have higher profit margins per sale. So instead of selling a product for $30, getting a $10 margin, you can sell items that are $3,000, $5,000, even $50,000, $100,000, and you have thousands of dollars in take-home profit. Not only that, because you're not sourcing from China agents, because you're not sourcing from China, you're sourcing from suppliers that have their logistics together. So what does that mean? It means you have faster shipping times. It means that the delivery experience for your customers is going to be a lot more smooth, transactional, highly favored. And so that solves the first problem on why dropshippers fail. And number two, I mean, with the suppliers, these suppliers are all over the world, honestly, but they are locally sourced. So these are from the United States. And more importantly, number three, you don't use Facebook or TikTok ads, you use Google ads. And let me explain. When someone searches for an item on Google, they have purchase intent. Instead of looking for someone at the top of the funnel, instead of looking for someone that might be interested in buying from you, look for someone that already wants to buy from you and just put your ad in front of them. So instead of convincing someone to buy my rice cooker, I'll just go on Google and I'll target people that are searching for rice cooker. It's because these are people that are interested in a rice cooker. So I'm gonna appear with a rice cooker in front of them. And this goes with the same concept in high ticket e-commerce. I call this the reverse funnel strategy. And a reverse funnel strategy is pretty much a way for you to target people at the bottom and middle of the funnel. What this basically means is you're targeting people, you're showing up your ad to people that want to buy from you, that have a higher chance or higher likelihood of buying from you. So an example of this is, let's just say somebody searches Dimplex fireplace on Google. Well, the person that's searching for this product isn't just interested in a fireplace, they're interested in a Dimplex fireplace, specifically from Dimplex. So all we have to do is apply to become a dealer or an online retailer for brands like Dimplex, like this store, Electric Fireplaces Direct, and then you want to rank first place for the search. So you just have to get really good with Google ads. You have to learn how to appear for it. And that's why a lot of dropshippers, they end up failing because they don't know how to. So step number one, if you want to get your high ticket dropshipping store to 6 figures and above, is to get your LLC started. Now, with your LLC, you could get started simply by signing up for LegalZoom.com. I believe LegalZoom is $200 to $300 sign up. You could use LegalZoom, or you could hire your accountant and have them file in the necessary legal paperwork. But I think it's very important for any business, especially in online, if you're expecting to make a full-time income from it, to have your LLC and your formations in place, right? Having all of your certifications and state of incorporations, all of that paperwork is necessary to start your high ticket dropshipping store, because many times the suppliers or the manufacturers, the people that are selling the product to you, they're going to ask for official documents. And so you want to make sure that you're able to obtain the resale certificate. I'm from New York, so I could just find my resale certificate online. Depending on where you're at, it's a little bit different, but you basically should have your resale certificate and an EIN. And EIN is your employee identification number, which is pretty much like the social security number for your business. And it's how your business is represented on legal terms. So step number 1, file your LLC documents, settle your business so that you get your EIN and you get to use that resale certificate so that you can apply to become an authorized dealer for high ticket suppliers. Step number 2 is you want to find a niche. Now, I recommend the rabbit hole strategy. That's a strategy that me and my business partner Trevor did live on finding high ticket niches. That's a video on my channel, so just go ahead and check that out. But pretty much the rabbit hole strategy is just a way for you to find products, find niches so that you could sell products that can make you lots of money. So there are a few criteria that you need when it comes to finding your niche or deciding which niche to go with, which is number 1, there needs to be search demand. And search demand can be measured through tools like Ahrefs, SEMrush, Google Keyword Planner, Google Trends, or the Google Keyword Tool. And the point of all of these tools is just to share with you guys how many people are searching for a specific word per month. And so what I just have pulled up here is a Google Keyword Planner. And so the Google Keyword Planner is a free keyword tool that Google gives to advertisers to use to understand the keyword data. So if you guys look over here on this big chart on the left, 2 million, 4 million. So rice cooker has about a 2 million monthly search volume. That means every single month, about 2 million people are searching for the keywords related to rice cooker. You might have pressure cooker, you might have electric cooker, you might have aroma rice cooker. You have all of these, and I'm able to see a clear clarity of the data. The data is very important, and it's the same concept with verifying your niche. Let's just say you're going into the fireplace niche. You could see that there is demand for a niche of like fireplaces. It has like 2 to 6 million, 2 to 8 million monthly searches. That's a lot of people searching for fireplaces versus like a wagon. And it's not that to say you can't sell a wagon, but you see like it went from 8 million to 500,000 to 1 million. You could see that not as many people are searching for. So this is how you validate whether or not your niche has search demand. Number 2, the price point of your product has to be at least $3,000. I recommend selling high ticket products. So you need to have products that give you good margins, because the higher pricing you sell it for, the better margins you get. And so when you are selling an item at $3,000 with 20% take home profit, you're looking at about $600 in take home profit, which is not bad. That's really good, especially for one sale. And that's the minimum standards you should have. I know it sounds crazy to sell an item that's like $3,000, but you want to look for items that are $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $25,000, $100,000. I've seen orders that go through with more than $150,000 on the line. It is absolutely crazy. And so you want to make sure that the price point of your items are above $3,000. And also you want to make sure that the items that you use are non-seasonal. And so an example of a seasonal item would be Christmas trees. You might be able to bank and make a killing on Christmas trees during December, but you're not going to be able to always sustain that because it's just a seasonal trend. Remember, we're shying away from the traditional models of trends and TikTok virality. We're looking for items that are consistent. We are looking for items that could bring in consistent revenue. And so even a niche like fireplaces, I will argue is like a very winter seasonal niche. So if I was someone doing fire, like the niche of fires, if I'm gonna do fireplace, I'm gonna do grills as well, because that's a summer and winter product. I'm gonna turn my store into a fire themed store, a blazing fire themed store. That's the concept. That's the idea you guys have to go into. You guys have to find items that are not necessarily seasonal, but more evergreen, so that it will bring you consistent income every single month. So if you guys are trying to figure out how to find your winning niche, check out that rabbit hole strategy that is on my YouTube channel. But moving forward, step number 3 is finding suppliers. You guys need to learn how to find suppliers. You guys need to learn how to source through suppliers. Your best friend is going to be Wayfair.com. For those that have never heard of Wayfair.com, Wayfair is a S&P company. It's a super big corporation that was founded in 2008, and they sell so many different products, and you want to look for them as your sourcing of products, right? So if you guys go onto the organization's on the navigation bar, if you guys go to outdoor, let's just look for fire pits because we're already on the fire niche. So automatically over here, you guys could see if we sort by price per item and we just start sorting orders by at least $3,000 and then apply, you guys could see that there's going to be some suppliers that fit this category. So you guys can see there's 17 Stories, Jensen Co, Greylay, Jensen Co, Elementi, Outdoor Plus, Neighbor, Freeport Park. I'm so curious if this is a real supplier, but this is pretty much how you guys look at it, guys. Freeport Park. All right, so let's just go ahead and look for a supplier via Wayfair. So this caught my eye for this $5,000 item. It's very expensive. So I'm just gonna go on Google and I'm gonna search for fire pit art, and voila, this looks really cool. And also I just found the supplier's website. This is how you guys find suppliers, guys. It's literally just looking for the brand. These brands are established already. These brands already have people wanting to buy their items. And so what you would have to do in this case, which brings me to step number 4, is closing them. So not only do you have to find them, you have to log them and you have to close them. So what I like to do is I'll start up a Excel sheet. So let me start up an Excel sheet. So let's just say I started a Excel sheet to finding and logging my suppliers. I'm gonna name it suppliers. I'm gonna go ahead and put the name of the supplier. I'm gonna put the email, the phone number, and a notes section. So what I'll do is I'll put the name of the supplier. So let's just say it's Fire Pit Art. I'll put Fire Pit Art like this. I'll put down their email. So their customer service email over here. I'll put down their phone number, which is right over here. And then I would make my list of like 100 different suppliers. And then I would spend my time calling each one of them, reaching out via email, and then adding in any necessary notes that needs to be into my attention. And so how you guys want to close suppliers, you have 3 different ways. Basically, you can either email them, so that's why the email column is gonna be very handy for you. You could call them, which is why having the phone number section is gonna be very handy for you, and keeping notes because there's gonna be so many suppliers. You're not gonna be able to keep track of everything. You could also have a pitch deck. A pitch deck is a representation of your brand, of your high-ticket e-commerce store. It's a little bit more advanced. If you guys want to learn more about pitch decking and closing suppliers, check out peakflowacademy.com. We have an entirely free 10+ hour course where we have pitch decks, examples, live calls, and just how to close suppliers in real time. There's just way too much information for me to pack into just one video. So check out the pitch deck part of Peak Flow Academy. But moving forward onto step number 5, once you have these suppliers, make sure these suppliers, number 1, have map and have good margins. If they go through those criteria and then you've closed them, now it is time to upload these products onto your store and run ads. Now, uploading products basically means transferring the catalog from your supplier to your store, because oftentimes once you close the supplier, you'll get some forms like this. Let me show you some forms. So I just pulled up one of the suppliers that I closed back in 2021, about a few years ago when I first started with high ticket dropshipping. And this is Alico. And look, this is exactly what happens. They'll thank you for your application. They'll start me off as a certain percentage on my orders. And if I hit a certain amount, I'll be bumped up with my quota. And they have MAP policy, which stands for minimum advertising price. And then they also give me some forms to fill out. But this is pretty much the process of closing a supplier. Again, number 1, you want to make sure to give you good margins. And number 2, you want to make sure to have MAP. So this supplier had MAP, but the margins were terrible. 10%, very hard to work with. And that's also why I'm sharing with you guys. But this is the exact process of what it looks like. You see dealer application response. They responded to me. They told me all of this stuff. And this is definitely a possible supplier for you guys to check out if you guys want to work your way up to that 20-30% threshold that Alico gives. But my point is, you're going to get the catalog of your supplier. You have to upload whatever is on their website and all of their products and all their information into your Shopify store. And once you do that, you want to run the Google Ads strategy that I just showed you, known as the reverse funnel strategy. Again, it is targeting people that are at the middle and bottom of the funnel stage. So if someone is searching for Dimplex fireplace, we have a higher chance of securing the sale for a Dimplex fireplace if someone searches for a Dimplex fireplace and we rank and we appear first for that Dimplex fireplace, especially if the item is at least $3,000, which is all of the criteria that I've given you guys in the past before. It's $10,000 for this first one. It's absolutely crazy what you could do with this business model. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today's video. If you guys found value in today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And also, if you guys are interested in getting your store to $10,000 a month in profit in 24 weeks, check out the one-on-one mentorship application down below. Totally fine if you guys don't want to. If you guys just want something to help bootstrap you without investing into a mentor, I have a free e-commerce mastermind. I'm trying to conglomerate, I'm trying to group up all of the highest level e-commerce entrepreneurs out there. I'm trying to group everybody up into a community. This is known as Peak Flow Academy. And with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for your time today. This is the new way to dropship in 2024. And this is exactly how you're going to be able to beat 99% of other dropshippers. My name is Marcus Lamb. Thank you all so much for your time. I'll see you guys all in the next one.